Welcome to Mote Marine Lab's Looe Key Nursery. Looe is our largest and oldest open ocean or in situ nursery. It is located within close proximity to one of the Lower Keys' most iconic coral reefs, Looe Key Sanctuary Preservation Area. Mote grows corals using structures called coral trees. They are called coral trees because of the branch-like structures which are used to hang corals in the water column. Coral trees are an important development in coral restoration because their ability to suspend corals off of the sand increases coral skeleton development, which means faster growth for the corals. You may notice throughout the video that these coral trees vary in design based on their function and type of coral that they grow. Corals in the nursery are organized by their genetics, meaning every coral hanging from the same coral tree is genetically identical to one another. To identify the genotypes coral trees hold, we place tags around the trunks of the trees. As of 2020, the Looe Key Nursery holds over 165 genotypes of staghorn coral. This includes 35 unique genotypes of sexual recruits from recent spawning events. Our staff maintain 2 trees of each genotype at all times, which might explain the row formatting you see in the nursery. As you can see, trees are placed across from their genotype replicate so that it's easy to find them. Mote Marine Lab also works with another acroporid species called elkhorn coral. We have 15 elkhorn trees and counting. While closely related to the staghorn, you'll notice that elkhorn look more like the palm of your hand and are less branchy. Block pile structures are helpful to help orient yourself in the nursery. They also attract a lot of fish. Here you see one of our boulder coral trees. Instead of hanging corals, like our staghorn and elkhorn trees, these corals are placed on pucks, which are then attached to the top of tree branches. You can still see some of the epoxy used to attach some of these recently fragged massive coral species. However, when they get larger, they will grow over the epoxy and begin to move towards the outside of the puck. Our spawning trees bear larger corals in fewer numbers. These corals have a special purpose. They will grow large enough to spawn and help our scientists study coral reproduction. Overall, our Looe Key Nursery has 43,560 square feet. Come on in and see for yourself on your dive in the Looe Key Nursery. Use the wire brush on the tree branches, monoline, and the tree trunks. Wire brushes remove fouling like algae, sponges, and worm tubes. To keep the tree from spinning away from you, use a gloved hand to hold one of the branches. Try to avoid putting weight on the branch, or you may sink down into the sand. You may need to lift larger corals out of the way to better access branches and to avoid damaging the coral with your brush. Finished trees will never be perfectly clean, but regular maintenance helps the health of the coral and the longevity of the tree. When choosing a coral to frag, look for a coral that is large enough that you could break one or more pieces off that are at least the size of the yellow handle of your tool. Place the sharp part of your tool halfway around the coral branch, and then squeeze down to frag the coral. Once you've made some frags, keep them out of the sand by putting them in a basket. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be fragging like a pro. Just remember to keep count and don't frag more coral than you can hang. Each tree only holds 100 corals. Grab a mono loop out of the clear plastic bag. You want to make a lasso by sliding one side of the mono down until it's just covered by both silver sleeves. Slide your mono lasso over a coral branch. Once the lasso is positioned in a central location on the frag, use your hands to tighten the lasso. The tighter you can make the lasso, the better. Your goal is to hear coral eggs crunch. Then, use your tool to squeeze the silver sleeve shut. You should see a line indented in the silver sleeve when you're finished. Keep repeating this until you have a good amount of coral ready to hang. To hang the coral, remove the top uncrimped silver sleeve. Then slide the mono through the bottom side of the coral tree branch. Once the mono is through the branch, place the silver sleeve over it. Then loop the end piece of your mono back into the silver sleeve. Your silver sleeve should be sitting on top of the coral tree branch, looking similar to the shape of a light bulb. Adjust the length of the coral by pulling down on the mono to make the coral longer. You want to stagger lengths so that the 5 corals on a branch are alternating long, short, long, short, long. This way they are less likely to become entangled and have more room to grow. Once you've got your coral at the right length, remember to use your crimps to crimp the silver sleeve shut. Now that we've gone over the steps, let's watch as they all get put together. Coral that's grown in our nurseries can be harvested and returned to the reefs through a process called outplanting. Check out some of our work at Sand Key Reef. Thank you for your support. We look forward to working with you soon.